What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Jae Riel Show. This is a segment of the show I like to call BTL, or Behind the Lyrics. And today I'll be talking about the story behind the lyrics to my song, To the Top. This song is about setting a goal for yourself, going the extra mile to achieve it, and adapting to certain situations that require self-improvement. Now, some of you have seen me since the beginning of my journey, and a lot of you just started following me, but let me give you a brief history on me. I've been an active artist since 2011. I was always very passionate, but didn't always have direction. Didn't experience any major success, but I kept going. Every year, stuck to the same goal, but always came with a different approach. Now, there was a time when I thought I wanted to be rich and famous for what I do. But as the years went by, I've just grown to wanting to make a stable living off of my music. Enough to have my own home, enough to start my own family, enough to have a stable living and still do what I love to do. What I want is very simple. Now, all these years, what slowed me down was trying to balance building my music career, but at the same time, having a career as an auto technician. It was also very demanding and required a lot of my time and energy. The fear of being broke is the only reason I even stayed in that field. I always loved being a musician, but it wasn't paying me at the time. I wasn't happy as an auto technician, but it paid me enough to get by all these years. I continued juggling both careers for a decade, but eventually came to a crossroad where I had to make a very important decision. I chose to take the high road and bet on myself as a musician. I quit my job back in August of 2022, and months later after that, picked up a little side gig just to be able to fund the basic needs to get my goals in motion. It wasn't easy at all. I started to second guess the decision that I made. I wasn't proud of being in my 30s and not having my life together. I was ashamed of how I was living, so I isolated myself from people and just continued to numb the pain by drowning myself in alcohol and smoking way too much weed. And in doing so, I got too comfortable ignoring the reality of my situation. My ambition started to fade as my addiction grew. My brother came through one night and had a talk with me about it. He gave me a harsh reality check that I wasn't trying to hear at the time. But the more I sat with those thoughts, the more I saw myself going backwards and into a dark path. So I decided to change it up. So the part of the song where I said, "Ain't drank in a minute, got shit I'm thinking through." A few weeks ago, I decided to put my vices aside and really look at my situation with a clear head. I started to revisit my goals, wrote down the things that I wanted to accomplish, wrote down a game plan for myself, got back in the lab, and got back to living a healthy lifestyle. Now, this journey ain't easy. It never was, and I don't expect it to ever be. But now I fully understand what I want out of this and what I gotta do to get it. Now, the words that I say in the chorus to the song, "Through the rain, through the storm, never stop," means no matter where you are in life, no matter what doubts you have in your head, no matter what anyone says about you, and no matter how many times you fall, you gotta keep going. You gotta keep fighting for what you want. Always have a plan and never stop believing in yourself.